Thanks so much for joining us here on this Wednesday. I'm Brooke Hash. A widespread sickness is affecting all corners of Kentucky, and as you can see, Hardin County, just the most recent one that's just announced that they are moving now to NTI tomorrow and Friday. In addition, Trimble, Oldham, Spencer, LaRue, Washington, Taylor, and Marion County schools are NTI. They're having work at home right now because of mass sick calls. Shelby County made the same call overnight. Bullitt has canceled classes for the rest of the week. Our Jose Alonso and photojournalist Emma Gefter round out what the districts are doing to curb these call-outs.
Students of Bullitt County Public Schools taking their last bus ride of the week. This comes as the district suddenly announced every campus will be closed for the next 3 days due to illness-related absences.
3 days is crazy. Whenever we got the news that we weren't coming back to school, a lot of kids were happy. They jumped up in the air and everything. Yeah.
10th grader Addison Stoll attends Bullitt East High in Mount Washington and describes what she's noticed within her school.
A lot of kids were absent today. There was at least half the kids missing in a lot of my classes. And I noticed that a lot of the hallways were empty basically as well.
Southern Indiana schools are also getting hit with the flu, and the Clark County Health Department has noticed. Health Officer Dr. Eric Yazel says the mixture of diseases are also impacting the Indiana side of the river.
We're really seeing a ton of flu right now. We have seen a lot of COVID cases as well. And then we had the norovirus, which is the stomach bug that was going around. It's starting to seem like it's declining a little bit, but still having some effect. And then also I've seen a lot of strep throat the last few days.
Back in Bullitt County, NTI was not a viable option as the district reported some staff were too unwell to even participate in virtual learning. As the schools remain closed, they won't be completely empty as the district is asking custodial staff to sanitize and clean each building. It's an attempt to curb the spread of infectious diseases within the classrooms. Jose Alonso, WHAS11 on your side.
Meanwhile, JCPS currently operating as normal, though flu cases are on the rise here too. The manager of district health told us there were 181 reported cases last week, which is nearly 7 times the number of cases from the week before. Speaking of JCPS, you have 9 days left to voice what you'd like to see in a new superintendent through the district's online survey. It's 24 questions, and the district is urging students, parents, teachers, even community members to complete it. JCPS said it's received 3,500 responses so far, but they want additional input to help aid in that search. The survey asks you to rank important qualities in a district leader, like promoting academic achievement and diversifying staff.
Challenges we have today in 2025 are not unlike the challenges we've had in the 30 to 40 years that I've been around JCPS. When I had to rank the most important ones, the issue of student achievement, I think, is critical.
The survey closes next Friday, the 14th, and JCPS wants to have a new superintendent in place by July 1st. You can find a link to the survey and this story on our homepage. Some Kentucky lawmakers are taking issue with that search process. They've written to JCPS board members saying that they are unhappy, citing a lack of representation on that search committee. Senator Julie Radke-Adams told us about the letter yesterday. She's one of 11 lawmakers who signed it, worried the board is comprised of mostly Democrats with no one representing South Louisville. They believe the South End and its business leaders are being ignored. Senator Radke-Adams said JCPS schools educate 1 in 6 Kentucky kids, and the board should be just as diverse as they are.
And that's just really not representative of our community. I mean, Jefferson County is a very diverse community. We have Republicans, we have Democrats, we have East End, South End, West End, we have the Central Business District. We should have representatives, equal representatives from all of those areas that get to weigh in on who is going to be the leader of our public school system.
Senator Radke-Adams is a Republican herself. There are 35 Louisvillians serving on the advisory board right now. Taking a look at that forecast today, sitting around 40 degrees. The winter coats are back, Mallory.
Yes, they are, and it's a dreary day overall. Lots of cloud cover all across the Commonwealth into Indiana. Seeing a little bit of drizzle popping up on the radar. All in all, one of those days where you just want to go back to bed here. Temperatures certainly chilly as we take a look from our Jeffersonville camera here, First Savings Bank, as part of our U of L Health Camera Network. And you can see downtown Louisville, all of us dealing with that widespread cloud cover. That's been the case days all day today so far, and temperatures really haven't budged all too much. We've been in the upper 30s, right around that 40-degree mark in the Louisville metro. Feeling a little bit chillier than that once you factor in our east wind around 10 miles per hour. Current temperatures all across Kentuckiana, you can see in the 30s and 40s. Thankfully, all of us above freezing. 39 in Shepherdsville, 38 in E-Town and Bardstown, 44 down in Columbia. And we will see a bit of a range in our high temperatures today. A lot of our highs today will occur very late this evening, as temperatures will rise actually tonight thanks to a warm front. But expect chillier temperatures off to the north and southern Indiana, upper 30s, low to mid 40s across much of our Kentucky counties, and maybe some low 50s down to the south, depending on the exact timing and intensity of that warm front. Shower chances increase throughout the afternoon, better chance for some thunderstorms after about sunset. And of course, we'll be talking much more about the storm chances for tonight, as well as some rain chances this weekend. That's coming up in our 7-day forecast.
A roller coaster for sure. Thanks, Mallory. Right now, Louisville police are looking for the person who shot into a house and hit a 14-year-old. It happened around 11 o'clock last night on South 43rd Street across from Flagey Field Park in Chickasaw neighborhood. We are told the suspect took off after firing those shots. The teen was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. If you know anything, call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD or use the department's online portal. A woman sentenced last week for her role in a 2021 murder expected to be re-sentenced today. You don't see this very often. Dakeisha West was set to serve 5 years in jail for being an accomplice to the murder and robbery of Kyle Elsie. The judge said the 3 years she'd spent on home incarceration while awaiting trial and sentencing could count as time served. Well, those credits made West eligible for release just 1 day after she was sentenced. The Commonwealth's attorney said Metro Corrections followed proper protocol, but the judge then vacated West's previous sentence when they found out. Her resentencing hearing is scheduled for 1:30 today, and we will be there. A Kentucky lawmaker has filed legislation supporting LMPD's ongoing fight against street racing. That bill was introduced by State Representative Beverly Chester Burton. It would stiffen penalties for those participating in street takeovers, but it does not directly mention the words car crushing. Instead, the bill outlines 2 levels of offenses. The first would be for drivers who pay $1,000 and face jail time for up to 30 days. We asked Kentucky Senate President Republican Robert Stivers if this bill has a chance.
If this is one of the tools that the LMPD needs to stop that, to one, protect some of the people who are participants, but also the innocent bystanders or people who want to come downtown who are afraid of this, we should probably afford them the opportunity to make their case.
State Representative Jason Nemes told us he believes Chester Burton will amend that bill and call for the car crushing as part of a second offense. Nemes also told us if Chester Burton does not amend it, he will introduce his own version of the bill. Demolition for the Urban Government Center is in its 3rd day today. The once bustling hub in Paristown has sat vacant for nearly a decade and sparked years of debate within the community about its future. Residents nearby said they're glad to see the building go, but welcome the change.
It has literally been sitting for years. The addicts have stole all the copper out of here. It's been on fire before at one time. See the demolition come down. It's bittersweet, but I know it's for the better good.
Developers are now preparing to turn that 11-acre property into a multi-million-dollar development, including apartments, a hotel, and possibly office or senior living spaces. The $200 million project will take at least a decade to complete. The Indiana Senate has passed a bill to help police pay for ICE training. Grant money will be given to Indiana sheriff's departments who agree to work with the Immigration Enforcement Agency. The money will cover some of the cost of training and employing officers whose work is required in this area. The ICE website does not currently show any agreements with any law enforcement agency in Indiana. Last week, Governor Mike Braun signed an executive order telling state law enforcement to cooperate with ICE.